In the comments of my last video, Crimping 101, it was brought to my attention that for a video about crimping, there actually wasn't much crimping footage at all. A lot of you asked for a more basic breakdown, so in this video I'm slowing everything down and showing exactly how the terminal sits in the tool, which way it faces, and getting up close and personal. An open barrel crimp tool will have a selection of openings that range in sizes, but essentially they all perform the same task. Some just do it better than others. Although the tool might have openings that require you to flip it one way or the other, you want to position it so that the opening kind of looks like a pretzel. Let's call this the top and this the bottom. The top die goes by a lot of different names, but the more widely accepted terms are the indenter, the punch, or the forming die, while the bottom die goes by the anvil, the nest, or the die cavity. With an open barrel crimp tool, if either one has a bad shape, you'll just never get a good crimp. Sometimes the tool is referred to as a rollover crimper, and that's because the punch literally rolls over the legs of the terminal to capture the wire strands. You want to position the terminal so that the indenter is on top and it can roll over the legs, and the anvil is on the bottom to support the crimp. The tool I'm using here is a manual crimper, so I have the back against the metal table and I'm using more than just my hand strength to close it. The crimp for the strain relief requires a lot less pressure. You want to match up your terminals with the wire size you're using, as the length of the legs will change based on the wire size. A terminal for a sealed connector is pretty much done the same way. Here I'm using a piece of 12 gauge primary wire and a WeatherPack 12 to 10 gauge male terminal with a ratchet and crimp tool. Since it is a ratchet and crimp tool, a lot less force is needed. Once the wire crimp is completed, you can go ahead and crimp the seal. If you compare open barrel terminals to your standard insulated wire terminal, you could really see the difference. The traditional crimp tool just flattens the terminal end to the wire, as opposed to the open barrel crimp tool's rollover technique that produces a stronger, much more secure connection. Open barrel butt connectors are a much more streamlined way to connect two wires in my opinion, especially when covered with some heat shrink tubing. Open barrel terminals are available in all sorts of terminal type. Hopefully this short video answered some questions you guys might have had, but if you have any others, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Keep grinding away on those projects, stay lucid, and I'll see you in the next one.